Starting it off right with scrambled eggs because I've got no milk for my kids' cereal. Yeah. This is pretty much how I feel about that. I mean, look at this beautiful collection. It's a tragedy.
Oh my gosh, there wasn't any milk. That was tasty.
Yeah? Don't get used to it. Okay, here's our 7 in 7 stack. I think I'll take the first 2 or 3 to school with me. Yeah. Oh, it was a good day at school. I went by my old high school, the one that I taught at for 16 years, and I'm not at this year, and I hope to be back next year. But anyway, I ran by there to get some of my books, and I went to chat with my librarian friends, and they gave me books. So, these are ARCs, although this one has already passed its ARCness. This one came out in January, Dreamland Burning by Jennifer Latham. This is a YA. I think one of these might not be YA, but I think the rest are. This is a girl who discovers a skeleton on her property and figures out that it's this boy, they're both 17, who died, I'm assuming somehow related, with the Tulsa race riots of 1921. Yeah. And yeah, there's the guy. So hopefully it's good. It seems really interesting. And then this one, I love this cover. Oh my gosh, isn't that gorgeous? The Agony of Bun O'Keefe by Heather Smith. This one is a 14-year-old girl that lives in Newfoundland, set in 1986, and her mother's a hoarder, and I guess her mom's a little bit off, and she kicks her out, and she ends up hitchhiking out of town and moving in with a chef who's a pot-smoking dishwasher who has culinary dreams, a drag queen with a tragic past, a Catholic schoolgirl desperately trying to reinvent herself, and a landlord they're supposed to stay away from. But it's all about finding your own family. Yeah. Hopefully that one's good too, I hope. And then this one. I couldn't resist. Scion of the Fox, The Realms of Ancient. I guess it's a new fantasy series. Listen to this. The fury of a demon builds, all because one girl couldn't stay dead. Yeah. Yeah. And then this last one, I'm not sure if this is YA or not. It's Elizabeth Berg. Apparently she is a New York Times bestselling author. And this is about a teenager, I'm not sure the age, but maybe a little angsty and not understood well, and she ends up hanging out with a widower, an old guy that she meets in the park, and then his neighbor gets involved, and again, another story of building family when you don't really have a good one to support you. So, looks like a good stack, and I started 7 in 7 today. I'm 50 pages into The Borrower's Avenged, which was not on my 7 in 7 TBR, but when I snagged it Saturday at that used bookstore, I couldn't wait. I love The Borrowers, I really do. And I was worried, I looked it up because, like I said, I read the first 4 when I was a kid multiple times, and I didn't know there was a 5th. Apparently, this one was put out in 1982, and the other ones came out, the last one in 61, so there's a 20-year gap there. I was worried this one might not be good or a little different, but so far it's just every bit as enchanting as the first 4. And I think that the woman must have been, I don't remember the math, but she was maybe 70 or more when she wrote this, so I think that's pretty cool. So, yeah. And I am under 2 hours left in the Jane Eyre audiobook, so I'm making progress. That one was for Tome Topple, which is still going on, but I want to finish it so that I can read Jane Steele for 7 in 7. So, busy reading week. Seriously, boo? Are you playing King of the Mountain? Oh my gosh. You got skills, boo. Mad skills. Yeah, I don't know how vloggers do those late night wrap-ups because I read till the last possible second when I'm about to just conk out and nobody wants to interact with me then. So, you know, next morning I almost made it halfway and I didn't want to stop and read my other responsibilities, but I did. But yeah, this is just absolutely delightful. And then I only read the first short story in here, and it was tiny, like 2.5 pages maybe, but it was just cool. It was really weird and awesome. Looking forward to more of those. And then this one, I read the intro, and I mean, it was good to explain things. There were a couple of things about it that bothered me a little bit, because I'm a rule follower, but who am I to judge? But I read the first essay and just absolutely loved every second of it. Yeah, it's just, I mean, being a Southerner, I loved it. It just captured the atmosphere so well. So, yeah, I am looking forward to spending more time in these today, definitely. So I mentioned in my used book haul that I was going to pick 6 books that I knew I wanted to read. And the ones I picked were Stone Diaries by Carol Shields, because I know that I knew it won the Pulitzer, and I know I've seen it a lot here and there, that it's a good book. Maisie Dobbs, because I love these covers and I just see them around quite often too, and just, I don't want to read the whole series, I don't think, but I definitely wanted to read one just for the fun of it. And Snowflower and the Secret Fan. I've been collecting Lisa C. books, and I know this is one of the favorites of hers. Also, Ann Patchett, I've been collecting her works as well. And apparently this isn't her best, but I like Ann Patchett. She's a local girl. And then I have just been really curious. Every time I go in a used bookstore, I almost grab this set. And so I just better go ahead and read the first one just to see. So those are the 6 that I picked. Well, actually that was the 5th. The 6th is this one. I don't know why, but this one just grabbed me. These first 5 I knew for sure. This one I had debates with several. So then I had a little poll on there and asked for recommendations, and you guys came through. Oh my gosh. White Oleander must be amazing. 14 recommendations for this book. 14! The next closest was Wally Lamb. I know this much is true, with 4. So 14, and the next closest was 4. That just, I don't know, that amused me greatly. Barbara Kingsolver. Now, neither one of the books that I got were recommended specifically, however. There were 4 Barbara Kingsolver recommendations, but not of this, only one for this book specifically. And I think that's because people recognize Poisonwood Diaries by name. But look at this. I noticed this when I was looking at it just now. Happy day. And Shipping News got 3, but one person said that their friend didn't like it. Same thing with Louise Erdrich. 3 recommendations, but just the author's name, not a specific book. And number 6 on that one was dun, 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 The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And this one was funny. There were 4 people that said, yes, read that one. But 3 people that said no, or I had a friend that said no, or it might not be for you. So this one's a mixed bag. So we'll see. But I thought it was interesting that there wasn't much crossover from my picks and the recommendations. I'm looking forward to them though. Thought I'd show you around the little middle school room real quick. It's been a few years since I've actually had a room of my own. I usually share other teachers' rooms. But these are the book posters that my friend Billy made. Well, his kids made years ago. He retired 2 years ago, and I'm sure he'd be tickled to know his pictures are still here. And then Carrie, who left for New Mexico last summer, I think her kids made that. I think that's pretty cool. And then this morning, I just brought in my little middle school fantasy collection. Little by little, I'm getting it cleaned up and my stuff brought in. It's kind of fun. And a little reading updates. I have 30 minutes left in Jane Eyre. I thought I was going to finish yesterday, but that last section was longer than I thought. And I have, I think, right at 100 pages left in The Borrowers. Again, I thought I would finish yesterday, but I guess I didn't read as much as I wanted. I finished the next essay in The Fire This Time, and it was about James Baldwin a little bit, and which was cool because I've ordered The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. It should be coming any day now. I thought I like to read books that pair together, and these two really will because I think obviously the title for this one came from that one, so I'm curious to read it as well. And then I read the next short story, which was another weird one. Very strange. Cool book. Reading with my students. I think I need to invest in middle grades graphic novels. The library doesn't have enough. Oh my gosh. Heather Tucker. This Heather Tucker just left me a comment on my video. Isn't that exciting, guys? Thursday morning check-in. I finished The Borrowers and I finished Jane Eyre. Both were awesome. And I started Furiously Happy on audiobook, and just the introduction, I'm already laughing out loud. And I'm in Jane Steele. Jane Eyre, Jane Steele. Yeah, I only read like 2 or 3 or 4 pages before I fell asleep, but it's a start. Ooh, somebody got happy mail, and I think it's me. This is why they send people like me coupons, because they know instead of just spending $15 on the one book I need, I'll spend $35. Good thing I didn't know about the new Shannara series before I checked out. Gotta investigate that. Alright guys, it's Saturday after lunch, and we're entering the home stretch with 7 and 7 Readathon. And it occurred to me this morning as I was driving to my son's first ever cross-country meet at 5 a.m. Wow. It occurred to me that I really need to do this because the title of this readathon is 7 and 7. Yeah. So anyway, I made a chart. You see that? So this is going to help me. I'm on track with 3 of my books. I'm behind in the Jane Steele, but it's interesting, so I think I'm going to catch up because tonight is cozy reading night. We got my snacks and we're ready to go, and I'm going to take it down. This is going to be my week. This is going to be my readathon. 7 and 7. Stay tuned.